What's up, everybody? Happy New Year. We're here out on a holiday out here streaming. We're back in New York, or I'm back in New York. It's an international show, okay? We've got the United States covered, we've got We the North covered, and then we've got the motherland covered as well. So we have across the ocean. We got George, we got TST. How are we doing, fellas? George, what's going on? How was your New Year?
New Year was good. Right now, I am in a big old slump. I had just confessed before coming on that scoffed down some mince pies and some cream, and I'm really not feeling in the mood for a 45-minute stream. But we're here.
Fantastic. TSC, how are you doing?
I'm mildly hungover, so when Boston Base goes to clip my bad takes, you've been pre-warned, Boston Base.
There you go. That is right. The last time you were on the show, Boston Base immediately threw you right under the bus. This for the second consecutive game week, we have an early. Actually, last week wasn't an early start. I just needed to do it early. But today we have an early start as game week 20 locks in about 47 minutes. So at the 50-minute mark, that's where this bad boy locks for this game week 20. How did we fare in game week 19? TST, we start with you. Did you take anything home?
I think I got a tier 3 in the underdog. So I don't know.
Wow,
just
nice.
The random scraps threw in, but I was cooking in the rare champion until Zach Collins got injured. If he had,
yeah,
I was in I think I was in 6th while he was playing. And then he went out. So if he would have just played that full game, I probably would have, got top 50. But ended up. I think I get one of those discount codes or whatever.
Coupons. We getting a coupon?
I think so.
Oh, let's go.
Did they show up in the app? I opened my rewards in the app. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I've never won a coupon. George, what about you, man? How did you fare in game week 19?
I got a tier 4 rare and a tier 4 limited, and I would have got a hell of a lot more if I'd actually have paid attention and listened to Billy's predictions and bought an Andre Drummond, but I didn't do that. I was anti Andre Drummond, and I'm still anti Andre Drummond now, so you're not going to change me. But I got some nice rewards, and we'll try again this week and see how it goes.
I know you're anti Andre Drummond. You mentioned that in the Live Before Lock show on Friday. I made a return back to the reward scene this game week. Because of our friend
return back to Sorare.
Yeah, well, I told you, everybody freaked out. I said I was coming back. Everybody freaked out. We shipped what was it, a tier 3? We finished 25th, I think, or 26th in the rare contender. So that was like a tier 3 that ended up being Tumani Kamara, who, if you told me at the beginning of the year I won a Tumani, I'd be like, come on, who the hell is that? And then I'm like, that's a pretty good card for the Blazers. So I'm happy to have Tumani aboard. And then I honestly was not paying attention to my limited, and the limited took home a tier 2, which was a Laurie Markkinen. But more importantly, in the common pickup, we took home a Colin Gillespie, and that's the guy that we love. So Gillespie, welcome back. Yeah, so we're back here. This is what we're going to try to do today. We're going to go over, hold on, TSC, are you opening up your coupon right now? You want me to share a screen?
Look at this thing. Look at how beautiful that is.
Honestly, it does look sick, man. It looks like this looks like it's in the Pokemon universe. $5, dude.
Fucking $5, baby. Where's the small print though? Where's the small print?
Yeah, well, I want to know if you can use it on like the football or on the baseball side, but I don't think you can. That's the.
I will get that answer soon, probably by like June or July. I think we'll probably get that ironed out. What we're gonna do today, we're gonna do our best to get over some injury news. There's a lot of questionable stuff that you're really just gonna have to take some stands on. I think the benefit of this game week versus when we were doing it early on Friday is that there's just more days. So like somebody we're gonna talk about today, Kyrie, which is a good transition to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and put hashtag Kyrie into the chat for a shot at a giveaway here a little bit later. But I think one of the benefits is like the game week's a little bit longer, where a lot of those teams only had one game. This past game week, you really had to like, have a stand, where with this one, I don't know, you might get a little bit lucky with some, or we just have more time. I'm going to do my best to go through some of the injury news that we have so far, but really it's going to be a lot of question marks. So let's start with Dallas. Luka, Kyrie, and I believe it's Dante Exum are all questionable going into this game. They were all present and participated in shoot around. So that's good news. I feel like by being at shoot around, I think I would rank them as Luka and Exum closer to probable, and Kyrie is probably a true questionable. The one thing I will say, like with Kyrie, I do feel he's got another game later this game week. It's not a back-to-back. So if he's this close to going tonight, and if he doesn't go, I feel like he might play one of these games, but definitely some risk still involved. Kawhi, who I believe has missed the last two Clippers games, is questionable still. Aaron Gordon, after getting bit by his own dog, who then had to put out a statement that he's actually a good boy though, he's questionable, but it sounded like he was going to miss a couple of weeks, and now they're like, yeah, dude, I think he's going to play tonight. OG Anunoby just acquired in the trade, which we can talk about after we do this injury news. Sounds like he's good to go. On the Toronto side with RJ and Quickly, it sounds like they're both good to go too, but it also sounds like their minutes might be a little bit more monitored. Tom Thibodeau doesn't believe in that, so I would trust OG's minutes a little bit better. Terry Rozier was a late add. He's got that illness that's going around, so that makes me a little bit nervous. You get Jabari Smith Jr., who's missed a couple games, I believe, and is questionable now. Bruce Brown is doubtful. Mark Williams, I don't know if that man's ever going to play again. The Blazers have some stuff going on. I believe DeAndre Ayton's already been ruled out. Anthony Simon's already been ruled out. Shaedon Sharpe is questionable. The aforementioned Toumani Camara is questionable. Miami, Jimmy Buckets has already been ruled out. Caleb Martin is doubtful, and Kyle Lowry is questionable. I think that's most of the stuff so far. Did I miss anything that you guys had been eyeing injury related?
Does Houston play today or tomorrow?
I believe they're today.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, it was just I think they're an interesting for this week, just with Jabari Smith. I think like he's questionable, but I don't think he plays, right?
Yeah, and I believe, and I'll scroll down to Houston as well. Like Tari Eason, I believe, is still questionable for Houston as well. You get Dylan Brooks, who has been ruled out. So they are thin. We talked about Jay Sean Tate last game week. So yeah, I agree that Houston becomes pretty intriguing. What about you, George? Anything else that we missed over there?
I don't think so. I think the main one for me would be Kyrie, but obviously we've mentioned that. So I think, yeah, I'm all happy to go on the injury front.
Real quick before we dive into some of these projections, using our friend Momentum Labs. Also, shout out John Boy Beats, who took down 75,000 in the Underdog Puppy Bowl last night.
What, he won 75 grand?
Yeah.
Yep. 75 grand. He went in a $5 puppy entrance for like a season long Underdog football thing, and he shipped it for 75 grand.
Yeah.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
I've got a couple of rare cards on Sorare if he's interested in them.
Yeah. Well, he basically told us last night, he's like, I'm done with it now. You can have my Sorare cards. I'm rich, I'm retiring. But yeah, shout out to John. But yeah, before we get into the Momentum Labs, I guess we have to start with TST, because this, your OG Anunoby, pride of We the North, now a Bing Bong boy of New York. How are we feeling post trade?
I mean, if you don't look at what we could have got for OG last year, then this trade's fine. I love how both sides of the internet were like they both got fleeced somehow, and then
I know.
New York was really, really mad and everything. I actually think that both teams, it's good for them. But it's kind of like it's not going to matter really. Like it doesn't actually make the Knicks that much better. It makes them like slightly better. So maybe they're a 4 seed instead of a 5 seed. The Raptors, it's just one move that is going to be followed by many more. Siakam's for sure going to be traded before the end and everything. So RJ's younger, under contract, so maybe the home cooking can be good for him. But and then quickly, in New York, I find that the Quickly, DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, they kind of were a little redundant. So I think them having to give him up isn't as big of a deal as some people are going nuts about. Maybe long term if people were high on Quickly's development, but purely from are they better today than before? Yeah, for sure. Especially OG's defense compared to RJ, and RJ, right now is not the best creator, and they already have Julius Randle that kind of creates in the same way where it's you're not going to get a great shot, and you're probably not really going to get many more for them.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the Quickly thing is interesting. It was funny because being in New York, just seeing a lot of the New York response to it, they were really upset about losing Quickly. And I mean, I get it because you're a fan of the guy, but I'm like, man, yeah. He's playing 20 minutes a night. I don't know. What were you waiting for? If he was this good, and then maybe you're oh, then it's Tibbs. Then it's well, I don't know. I mean, I guess you're getting somebody who will play versus the guy that doesn't really play.
But it's also what you were gonna think that he was gonna take over Brunson's starting job. You can't start those guys together.
Right.
It was a trade that affect. It was a trade that was going to affect. I was wondering when us as a 3 would come back, because obviously it's a British player born in London from one
OG baby
to New York. There you go. OG Anunoby really is the ambassador of the whole NBA of this as a threesome, I feel.
Yeah, that's true. Now, yeah, he really has. He is the Venn diagram. I wonder too. I don't know how much this impacts, to bring it to So Rare, and then I promise we'll get into the projections. I don't think this makes OG any more enticing. I think he's.
I disagree with that.
Why?
I think it is. He's gonna Tibbs is gonna just grind him into the ground. Maybe eventually his cap just balances out and then it doesn't matter. But I don't mind him this week because he's just gonna play him. He'll get a little more usage, I think, than in Toronto, just because RJ was kind of okay, you can have your time trying to create, and OG's been complaining about that or been talked to that. Everyone around the league is he's the guy that could make a leap if he got a little more. I think that's overblown a little bit, but I do think that just at the beginning here, he's just gonna get a little more usage, and his minutes are going to only go up, if anything.
Yeah. I mean, he's already playing 35 to 37 minutes a game, I feel with Toronto. So I don't see it. I don't see it changing too much. I mean, maybe he gets a couple more shots. I just think, it's still going to be clearly Brunson and Randall as 1A and 1B. But I am excited to see what Quickly does with Toronto. I feel that, if he gets into a 30 minutes a game or something like that, I feel that could be pretty exciting.
Yeah, I think from a So Rare perspective, that I don't like either RJ or Quickly right now. Just that they're basically 2 players coming in to fill one role from a production standpoint and everything. RJ will he'll get his because that's kind of his game is that if not, you might as well not be on the court if you're not letting him go get after it a little bit. But longer term, Quickly could carve out a role. But I think just right now, unless they trade Dennis Schroeder, but
I think they will,
who just shat on the whole team after the loss to Detroit, which was hilarious.
Dennis is gonzo. George, you get any IQ thoughts?
No, I think that I think IQ is a pretty solid play this week, and he's projecting like through the roof. So I don't really know. It depends how like he starts, and obviously, and I don't know what the plans are, but that's my thoughts. Yeah, I'm not really going to go.
That's it.
I
Yeah.
don't think they start him.
Yeah, I think he'll come off the bench too. But I mean, yeah, we'll see. I'm excited to see what they got in him, and I'm hoping this just means they're going to start dismantling the team, and that IQ is going to be a much better play in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But speaking of plays, let's get into it. Not last reminder, but just a reminder, if you're just joining us now, we're going to give away a rare tier card here in a little bit. Like the stream, subscribe, #Kyrie. Also, we're at 492. So that means we're 8 subs away from that KD and Brunson giveaway that was promised. People on Twitter were like, when is it happening? And it will once we get to 500, but you got to follow the freaking rules, baby. All right, we're going to go over to Momentum Labs. We're going to see some of that gross stuff we were talking about earlier. As always, if you guys have questions in the chat, we're going to get to them after we rip through the projections. And because we only have like 35 minutes before we can really get moving, before we lock, I'll rip through these quickly. But we'll do 0 to 10, 10 to 20, and then 20 to 30, and then we'll move into questions. But real quick, we see the guys that are projecting down low here. We got Duarte with a cap of 5 and a projection of 14. I'm actually unsure why Duarte. I don't know if I missed some injury news for the Kings with last night's game or something, but you guys can fill me in if I did. Kevin Knox is a cap of 6 with a projection of almost 17 because, Monty Williams. And then here with a cap of 9, we've got Isaiah Livers for some more Monty Williams, who has a cap of 9 and a projection of 13.5. And then you see Jayshawn Derulo-Tate with a cap of 9 and a projection of almost 21 with the Houston stuff we were talking about. And then Jeff Green, Bryce McGowan's both like a little bit in the green. We'll start with George. George, anybody in that 0 to 10 range that's got you excited?
You've caught me off guard. 1 sec. 0 to 10 was what we were talking about. I've primarily been looking in the like 10 to 20s this week of people, but I think on 0 to 10, the one that was sticking out to me the most was the Jayshawn Tate. I think you can, if you're going to go Kevin Knox, do it at your own peril is all I'm going to say. I know he started games recently. I'm not trusting a guy that got booted out of the league and they was like, hey, do you want to come back and then start immediately and play 28 minutes a night? I'm not doing that. I'm not going to. And hey, I didn't do Andre Drummond last week, so what do I know? But Jayshawn Tate, and then maybe take a gamble on Big Doug. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, I'm playing Kevin Knox, but I believe in just in the underdog. Like I just threw him in a garbage lineup. So, what about you, TST? Are you on the Jayshawn Tate wheel as well?
Yeah, for sure with Jabari Smith Jr. I'm just considering him out. So if that's the case, then for sure on Jayshawn Tate. I like Kevin Knox. I had the joy of watching. I don't like him as a player. I like him as a play, just to be clear. Before that gets
big
flipped.
fan.
But I had the joy of watching the Pistons beat the Raptors recently, and he was getting a ton of burn. Like he just like seems like guaranteed minutes. I also think that I don't like the like top player. Like I don't like playing Cade or anyone in the Pistons because I think that like they've been like these last like 5 games going really hard, and now that the streak's over, they're kind of like we'll care a little less. So
we can chill.
So like maybe like the lower end players like get a couple more minutes, get a couple more shots because Cade's kind of like it's not that big of a deal anymore.
I love the idea that they got. I love the idea they got their first win in 2 months, and they're like, we can take our foot off the gas now. Real quick on Jayshawn Tate, what I kind of like about him, and I think I said this on Friday, and we got it. It was like his cap was 8 or 9, and he put up 16 so rare points or 15 so rare points. That's kind of the floor on him, because he'll like get 4 points, 4 boards, and 4 assists or something like that. So if you do get a ceiling game, I do think he can get north of 20. But I like, especially in that contender type format, if you have somebody with that low of a cap that can get you double digits, I'll take it. So, yeah, I like the Jayshawn Tate quite a bit, especially if Jabari's out, which, again, we won't know that in time. Let's stay with the Houston side of things as we move from a cap to 10 to 20. You got Amin Thompson as a cap of 11 with a projection of 15.5. Vando for the Lakers, you betcha. Vando, the Lakers have a game. He's going to project well. He's got a cap of 11 with a projection of 17. Darvin Scam said last night that Vanderbilt's going to remain in the starting lineup moving forward. You got Larry Nance as a cap of 12, projection 15. Jamal Cain from the Miami Heat. We already said that Jimmy Butler's been ruled out and a bunch of other dudes are questionable. He's got a cap of 12 with a projection of 14. Up in the 13 range, Georges Yang of the Cavs projects fine. Shamit Face projects fine. And then you get Alec Burks again. Just a shout out Detroit. Cap at 13 with a projection of 22.5. In the 14 range, nothing too exciting. You see Isaiah Joe up in there, Pat Connaughton. Sam Hauser's like good if one of the Celtics bros sit, but I don't know if we see that this game week. Xavier Tillman, there you go. Cap at 15, projection 18.5. You got Christian Hardwood with a cap of 15 and projection of 17. And then the 16 range, Herbie Jones. We saw Trey Murphy miss a game. I think he missed last night's game. They have 2 games this game week. He's a cap of 16 with a projection of almost 23. I like Herb Jones just because he's a big stock guy. And then you got Nembhard and Jalen Smith, both of the Indiana Pacers. They have 2 games this game week, both with caps of 17, projections of 24. Nembhard's been playing pretty well since coming back from injury. One thing to note here on the Memphis Grizzlies, Luke Kennard. It's not a good play, but he's back. So just if you're thinking about your Grizzlies rotations, he's back. Tumani Kamara, there's my boy. In the 19 range, you see Josh Hart projects pretty well. Jabari Walker down here. Wendell Carter Jr.'s minutes are now getting extended a little bit, which is good to see. And then in the 20, you got Trace Jackson Davis. His cap's up to 20, so he's a little less exciting for me now. George, starting with you this time around. I think or maybe I did, whatever, who cares? We're going with George. Kappa 10 to 20. How are we feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at this in terms of some of the aspects. I think Alec Burks from the Pistons is one of the ones that sticks out at 13. He's really low. He's one that projects well as well. Paul Reed's projecting really well, but I'm not sure I'm like he had a really, really good score last game week, but that was primarily because I think he got like 4 steals in like 6 minutes, and that bumped it up. That's not a sustainable thing. And on the one game when there's even teams that have got 3 this week, it's not an amazing play. It's still good, but I'm not going mad about it. I think the other one that I quite like was Nembhard on the premise of that he's playing the Bucks twice and he's a guard. So yeah.
We do like the guards against the Bucks. What about you, TSC?
I like Josh Hart. Similarly, like to the 2 out, 1 in thing. I think Josh Hart, when we get up to the 23 range, is another name that will get in there. And Trace Jackson Davis, he got a start or 2 now in a row. I just found out he's Dale Davis's son.
What? I did not know that.
I was listening to a podcast and they're like, I just found out that Trace Jackson Davis is Dale Davis's son. I was like, what?
Wow.
I feel like that has not been talked about enough. So I'm all in on him now.
We should be getting Draymond back soon, right?
Should we?
I assume there's no thing. The only thing I heard was he's still in therapy. So I don't think he's going to be back.
Unlimitedly suspended.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know when the conversations first started around the indefinite suspension is most likely early January, but yeah, that's kind of crazy. Boston bases nepotism strikes again. That's great. All right, let's do 21 to 30, and then we'll do your favorite MVPs, and then we will get to them questions. All right, here we go. In the 21 range, you see Keontae George back in action. Also, it really does feel like Jordan Clarkson is going to be on his way out in the next 2 weeks or so. So I don't know if that impacts you this game week, but I really like Keontae George moving forward. Alex Caruso has a cap of 21. He projects decently with 27.5. 22 range, you see Emmanuel Quickly. He is, look, there we go. John told us he's playing. Cap of 22, the projection of 30. I do think, I both like Emmanuel Quickly this game week. I also don't think he's a super safe play either, though. We haven't seen what it looks like in Toronto yet. We don't know what his minutes are going to look like. So something to just be wary of, but I still think he's a good play. 23 range, Jalen Green, his cap has come all the way down to 23. He projects for 33. I'm playing in this game week. Scoot has a cap of 23 with a projection of 36. We already know that there's no Simons tonight. He's been playing a little bit better. So Scoot's interesting. 24, you get CP3, who seems to project well every game week, but doesn't play well every game week. But whatever, that's fine.
Had a good last game, no? Last game.
What's up?
Good, I think last game was good. No?
Okay, I didn't play him this past game week, so I didn't pay attention. Let's see. We got Andre Drummond. There's our boy, cap of 26 with a projection of a 40-piece. Mikal Bridges projects really well this week as well with cap 26, projection of 34. Karis LeVert down there. Derek Lively, the second. Malik Monk, Patty Will, Cam Johnson. This 26 range is pretty juicy. And then 27, you see Michael Porter Jr. I was surprised. I thought this might be maybe Aaron Gordon doesn't play, so he projects a little bit better. But I think this is with Aaron Gordon playing. So I don't know, whatever. RJ Barrett, we see the 28 range. We got Malcolm Brogdon, Bojan Bogdanovic. OG Anunoby, Aaron Gordon, all project solid. Jordan Poole in there. And then you have Bradley Beal, who looked pretty good last night. He's back. They got 2 games this game week. He's going to cap at 29 with projection of 34. Hartenstein, Melton, those are all fine. And then in the 30 range, we got Brolo, Jalen Johnson, Jalen Duren, all pretty solid plays. TSC, we'll start with you this time. In the 20 to 30 range, how are we feeling?
For me, it's all about the 23 caps. So Scoot, Jalen Green, and DiVincenzo. I like all 3 of those at 23. So it's nice way to start building a champion lineup is with one of those at 23.
Yeah, those 23 ones are solid. What about you, George?
So this is a big one for me because I'm trying to decipher in my champion team right now. I don't really want to. In my rare champ, I've got Aaron Gordon, but I don't really want to run him because. Do we think he's actually going to play? I don't.
I do. I think he's going to play. I mean, I don't.
It seems
like
cut on his shooting hand. Didn't he get stitches on his shooting hand? Like,
not a good boy.
Yeah,
not a good boy.
I was surprised he was questionable already. So that makes me think he's going to play. But I understand what you're saying though. So what are you're trying to decide who to pivot to?
At the moment, like if I get rid of him, I then got a space of 30. So I don't know who. Like I've looked at Porter Jr., but I've had bad experiences with MPJ, and I don't want to get burned by him again. So I hold grudges on Sorare. Is what you'll tend to notice about my lineup. So I just won't pick people if they've burned me before. So I'm looking at people in the 30 mark, and like I've already got Brogdon in there. I've already got Mikal Bridges, so it's just someone else to go alongside them there.
Oh, like Andre Drummond?
Who's that? I don't believe in Andre Drummond. He just doesn't appear for me. I just banned him. Is essentially what it is.
Yeah.
But, I need a 30 guy. So that's.
I really like.
As well.
I know he's not projecting super solid here. I really like Jalen Duren.
Yeah, I second that.
Yeah, I just think he's like pretty safe with like a 14-10 type game. But we've also seen him like that first 2 weeks of the season before he got dinged up. He was just putting up monster games. So I really do like Jalen Duren quite a bit. All right, let's just I'm going to scroll through quickly and to see if there's anybody that's like screaming off the page. But if you guys have any like MVP takes, you get ready to fire them off here. I'm not really seeing anybody super dark. Like Julius Randle's cap is down to 38. He projects up near 44. That's really the only like big jumper in this range here.
Tyrese and Ja at 44 is nice.
Yeah, in that 30 range. But Tyrese with a cap of 44 projects for almost 50. I mean, he's got that sweet matchup against the Bucks, and then you got Ja right there too. Yeah, do you guys have any MVP takes you need to get off before we start moving around?
I think if in terms of the best guys this week, for me would be Giannis. He's got 3 games. He's playing against his arch nemesis, the Pacers. He wants his ball back, so he's going to make sure he's going to go nuts against them. I mean, like in shock news, I think Jokic is going to be quite good, and I think Luka Doncic is going to be quite good. That's pretty much where I'd land on that.
That makes sense. What about you, TST?
To me, it was Giannis, and like in my rare champion, I'm trying to fit Giannis and Tyrese in the same lineup right now. I really like the Tyrese and Ja as a second piece because you don't usually get that many opportunities as that. And at 44, it's pretty manageable in the champion. So, and I'm sure some people are squeezing them into contenders too. So.
Yeah, I think one cool like lineup construction thing. It's risky because you don't know if he's going to play, but in those champion lineups, like Kyrie could legit be your third guy in with a cap of 39, and I think that like those could be some seriously loaded lineups.
He is my third guy in, but I don't have a conventional second piece, is what I'd say.
Oh, who's your second piece?
We're mentioning pieces here, and I'm talking about Ja Morant. This is probably a risky one here, but Ja Morant's going to be my second guy.
I think that's great. I think it's a great call. Also, Jamie said, let's give Trae Young some love. He's been on a heater. Yeah, Trae Young has been great. Trae Young has been awesome. All right, there we go. We got through the projections. I'm going to remind the people quickly here, Emmanuel quickly, if you will. Like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Kyrie into the chat for your shot at a rare tier card giveaway that we'll give away at the end of this stream. We are, 493 subscribers, so 7 away from 500. And then what we're going to do now is get into these questions. Also, I'm pretty sure if you won something on, I think I get I'm up to date on the giveaways. So if you won something, I think you should have it now. I was like 2 behind, and then I hit you both today. So all right, let's get into some of these questions. We'll rifle them through them for the next 15 or so minutes here. RIP Top Shot. No, I don't. Top Shot's fine. All right, hold on. Let's see. Where are these questions? Turner or Jeremy Grant? We didn't talk about Jeremy Grant actually, and I do kind of like him with all of the Blazers injury news. Jeremy Grant has a cap of 33 and a projection of 33. You're asking for Miles Turner as well, a cap of 32, projection of 35. He projects a little bit better. George, I'll give you that one. Do you have a lean one way on Jeremy Grant or Miles Turner?
Jeremy Grant would be my pick there. Big socks. He always runs the big socks, and that's why I like Jeremy Grant. There we go.
Yeah, it is a big sock show, baby. All right, let's see. I also saw Taylor with boots on the ground on Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon said he felt good after practice, and he's played with stitches in his hand before. There you go. There you go. Those are the takes we're looking for, baby. Mike Waskey says, is Embiid playing? I actually don't know if we have the Embiid news yet. They have one game this game week.
He's not going to play. And if he is, he'll be on a minute. I know he's like, no, we're going to run him in the ground and play him every minute. I don't think they're going to do that with an ankle sprain. I really don't.
There we go. Well, I guess
that leads Nick Nurse though.
yeah, I know, right? that leads nicely into Johnny's question here, though, and I'll give this to you, TST. Paul Reed or Trey Lyles?
I'm going Paul Reed.
Yeah, Paul Reed, cap of 16, projection of 15, and Trey, oh my God, I can't spell. Trey has a cap of 16 and projection of 17. Sorry, you were going to say something else about it?
He just has a higher ceiling. We've seen him do it in the past. I think people kind of are a little low on him right now because he got in foul trouble that first game that Embiid was at. Yeah. I think it was Christmas, and Mo Bamba went off. So I think he's still like the better play there. He has a much higher ceiling.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like Trey Lyles is going to give you 15 to 19 no matter what, where Reed can get you to 40. Carl, because the Bucks have 3 games, do you think Dame will sit a game? I feel like that's kind of hard to project, but anytime a team has 3, I just assume I'm at least getting 2 from my guys. Do you guys have any takes on that?
I think Dame plays all 3 and Giannis plays 2 is what I would say.
There we go.
It's the Spurs they have last, right?
Yeah, so Pacers, but I don't think it might be
Pacers back. Yeah.
So
actually, now that we're talking about the Spurs, I wanted to shout out Shando. Is he not projecting in here? All right, so I've been paying attention to the Spurs minutes since Zach Collins went down, and it is real dart throws. But is it Sando? Is that his?
Sell me on this. That's who I got as my reward this week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like, oh, finally, dude. But Shandro Mamakluskis played last night against the Celtics and played like decent minutes. They have 2 games this game week against the Grizzlies and the Bucks. I truly don't know. Like, if he ends up playing 4 minutes, that's possible because they do have Charles Bassey. They could decide to go small, but Pop has basically been like, we're not going to play Wemby 30 minutes a game, and we're not going to play him back-to-back. So I think he's going to play, and he's pretty productive in the minutes that he's out there. So again, a cap of 7. I'm not saying go ham on this. I'm not saying it's a lock. There's definitely risk in there, but relatively cheap. I fired a couple of shots on him this game week. All right, here we go. I'll give this one to TST. Mikal Bridges, and both of these guys are projecting pretty well, or Scoot Henderson. Who are you taking there?
I think I'm going Scoot.
There you go. Going Scoot. All right. Scoot. Bridges has been looking good lately, but I don't hate it. Reese is saying he's got 2 players that add up to a cap of 30. He was looking at Jalen and then Son. That's who we were just talking about, Mamu. Because Jalen Green's a cap of 23. Is there anybody else that kind of sticks out in that kind of? I mean, I guess Jayshawn Tate and then doing somebody that's like 20 or 21. But I do like Jalen Green this game week.
Yeah, I would. You could go Jayshawn Tate, Josh Hart, or Trayson Jackson Davis if you wanted to kind of move up the cap to Jayshawn Tate, and then if you could do Scoot or DiVincenzo instead of Jalen Green. But if you already have those, don't mind that.
I was just real quick. Giacomo out here said, "Is Tate really worth it, or just a laziest shout because of his cap? Man just runs cardio." I think I don't think it was a lazy shout. as I'm playing him. So does that make it a more active shout? Also, you put lazy and cardio in the same sentence, and I feel like those, you can't do that. No, I actually think Tate's a good play. I think he's one of the safer plays in that range, and also has a ceiling. Like I'm playing Tate before Mamu every time. But all right, here we go. I'm going to make George answer this one because you're playing one of them and you're not playing the other. Brogdon or Drummond, baby?
Brogdon.
George. Okay.
just angry. Just angry.
I get you. I mean,
it's also 100% Drummond.
No, it's not. And do you know what? It'll be the meme where you come back and you laugh at me now, and then when Brogdon drops 45 and Drummond gets fouled out inside the first half, then yes, that's going to be the one.
If it was one game, I would say Brogdon, but the fact that you get two different shots on Drummond, I would take Drummond. But I think these are both like great plays. So you're in I don't envy that decision there.
Yeah, but I probably should do too, but I'm not doing it because I refuse. And that's
Trent, I'm assuming this is PJ Washington here. So he was asking about PJ, who's got a cap of 28 with a projection of 25, who I really hasn't been doing much lately. And Conley with a cap of 29 and projection of 27. TSC, any thoughts on this one?
I'd go maybe PJ. I think he has a little higher ceiling, but he hasn't been great this year.
He really hasn't. That team sucks. All right, Diogo's asking about Durant or who is it? Durant or Bone? Sabonis had a great game last night. Durant's with a cap of 46 and a projection 45. He had like two pretty bad games in a row and then kind of shook it off a little bit. Sabonis cap of 46 and a projection of 47. So he does project like a hair better. You take in our friend Saboner or KD, George?
Bone all day long. That's not. I don't think that's a close one. I think I'm going Sabonis definitely on that.
Yeah, I think I like that one too. I mean, you can't really project this. I feel like KD's going to sit a game here soon.
OG Anunoby starting.
There you go. Lock him in. 55 minutes tonight. All right, we got Roth over here saying, how'd you rank these? Trey Lyles, Agbaji, Skylar Mays. We haven't talked about Skylar Mays in a while. Or Kenrich Williams. Man, this is gross, dude. All right, so Agbaji has a cap of 16 with a projection of 11. We already talked about Trey Lyles, who's right there. We've got Kenrich, baby. Kenrich projects for 12 points with a cap of 14. And then Skylar. I don't know what Skylar's going to look like here. Man, I guess you're just playing Agbaji. That's the guy, right? Is anybody else on this list exciting to you?
Trey Lyles over Agbaji, no?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I meant Trey Lyles. My bad. Yes, Trey Lyles. All right, cool. All right. How about for you, George? Quickly or Clarkson for this one?
IQ. I'd definitely be going IQ. It's just a bit more exciting as well. Sometimes you just got to play on the vibes and the feels. I think if you're watching Quickly, his debut games, it'd be a bit more exciting than Jordan Clarkson running around. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I think RJ steals that thunder on the debut game, though, coming home.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
maybe in the second one though.
RJ doesn't seem to have that thunder vibe in him, you know.
I don't know. That first quarter against the Bucks on Christmas Day was very thunderous, and then he did nothing for 3 quarters. But
nothing after that.
Let me share a little thing. That's most of RJ's production comes in the first.
Yeah, it's first quarter guy. Herb, I'll take this one. Herb Brooks or Jalen Smith. Give me Jalen Smith. Anytime it's something like this, I want to take, unless we learn that the Pelicans are going to be down some guys next game, which I don't think we have that information. I would take Jalen Smith there. I just like the Pacers pace. All right, I'm behind here. How's Bobby Portis? He's got a cap of 30, the projection of like 29. What about Chris Boucher? Does anybody have any Boucher takes?
He's in my rare champion lineup right now.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I might actually hit the marketplace to replace him. But he should get some more minutes with Precious out. But
okay.
It isn't necessary for them to really play him because they can just do stuff with Siakam and Barnes. He'll get sunburn, but he can put up some decent scores in not many minutes because if he touches the ball, he likes to chuck it real quick.
Yeah.
When he had his rookie season, that used to be our group chats thing. He'd get in and he immediately
chuck
3 threes up in like 30 seconds. And you're like, he touched the ball.
At first, I thought you were saying you needed to like get one for the contender and the underdog. You were like, I'm locking in Boucher, play of the week. All right, guys, I'm out pretty far behind here on questions. You said Bassey's out for the season. Did he get hurt? I could have
he's
sworn.
out.
Oh man, I totally missed that. Then did that happen this past game week?
No, it's been a little while.
Who was the other guy? There was somebody else that I saw get some minutes in this game. Oh God, sorry guys. I am going to look this up because it is going to bug me. All right, so last night's Spurs minutes. Here we go. So there's no Bassey. I'm all in on Sandro then. So you saw Champagne's been starting and only playing like 19 minutes. Barlow. I was thinking of Barlow. Barlow played 13 minutes from the forward position, and then you had Dougie McBuckets. Oh, Wesley. Wesley was the one who I confused for Bassey. My apologies. All right, but anyways, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Kyrie, Randall, or Banchero, who are you taking there, TST?
Kyrie, Randall, or Banchero?
We're gonna go rapid fire here.
Randall,
there we go. All right, Trash European. George, would you? Sorry, that's his YouTube's name.
Wow, that felt personal. That did. Jesus.
Are you taking Franz or McCollum?
I thought you were talking about Franz.
No, do you know what? We're sticking Europeans. Yeah, we're sticking Franz Wagner. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Dort, Giddey, or Beasley. Man, I'm telling you right now, I got to look this up. I'm never taking Beasley, though. Cap at 24, the projection of 23. Giddey has a cap of 20. Man, all these are just mids. And then what about Dort here? Dort is, yeah, all right, it's Giddey. Thoughts on Naz Reid? Naz is tough because he's just not going to play enough minutes, but he cap at 22, the projection of 20. Let's see, Karis LeVert, MPJ, or RJ Barrett. I think my lean would be Karis here. TST, are you taking MPJ, RJ, or Karis?
Probably go Karis, RJ, MPJ.
Yeah. I think I would do that as well. AJ was asking about Duarte or Sandro, and then Jamie said Duarte cap of 5 is probably starting for the Kings. I think Duarte, you really have to rely on him knocking down threes. So I think I would put Sandro ahead of Duarte, but both of those are like pretty high risk. So I'd just say that. What do you think about Moses Brown? I mean, he's no Ayton, so Moses is fine. I don't know if he's projecting. He's not projecting right now, but I don't think that's exactly right. But they just have so many options. Go ahead.
I have a question. Do I play Aaron Gordon? Do I play my RJ Barrett? Or do I play my Jordan Poole with one game and just risk it all?
No, you don't. I think Aaron Gordon. I think I'll go Aaron Gordon. I played Jordan Poole this past game week, and it was tilting trying to. I was watching that game yesterday, and he
the
still
end
put up
of that game, he just sat in the corner and was just like, "Give me the ball, give me the ball." Just didn't do anything. That's all he did.
And he was fake shooting. Yeah. They didn't check him back in until 3 minutes left. Mike was asking about. I'm gonna just hammer a couple of these in a row to like catch up here. We don't know if Kawhi's playing. I think he should play one of these games, but who knows? Let's go. I'm betting heavy on Jalen Green and Malcolm Brogdon this week. Good luck to you. Sims projection, please. Why do people keep asking the Sims projections? Oh, like you talking about like the lineup maker here? What does he have? This has Giannis, Donovan Mitchell, Siakam, Holmes, and Jared Allen.
Oh shit, are we locking in 6 minutes?
Yeah, that's why I was. Baby, we gotta hurry.
Should Chris Middleton or Jalen Williams?
Middleton 3 games. I'd go Chris Middleton.
Oh yeah, Middleton does have 3 games. That's right.
He's got 3 games, but Jalen Williams is also playing the Hawks.
I think Middleton's looked good lately too.
Middleton will play one against the Pacers, and then he'll play the Spurs game. So
yeah,
I think.
Pick 2 of Jabari. I'm gonna go Josh Hart, Wendell Carter Jr. here, Alex. That would be my 2. Let's see, Londale or McBride, dude. Best of luck, Trent. There's nothing I can do that will help you here. Are they
Miles McBride? That is never
Miles. Dude, just go buy Sandro. Okay, this is a fun one, and then we might have to wrap up here. Dame or Hallie? Dame's got 3 games, Hallie's got 2, but they got that sweet matchup.
Halliburton. Go. If I had him, I'd play Halliburton over my.
But I like them both. Though.
Yeah. Somebody asked about Rozier or Bam. I haven't mentioned Bam at all. No Jimmy. Bam has been awesome. I know Terry Rozier has been on fire, but the Q tag makes me nervous for tonight's game just because it was added late and he's sick. So I really like Bam. Steph, Laurie, or Lillard. I think it's Dame actually. Oh God, I don't even know. I feel like we just haven't seen a ceiling game from Steph. All right, let's see. I think we caught up. Paul Reed or Gary Harris? Geez, good luck, Nick. I think
Paul
it's Paul Reed. Yeah. Ikvor Chianti. I like Chianti. I don't know what Ikvor is, but I do. Oh, IQ or Chianti. There we go. Man, that's close. It's probably Chianti. All right, we're going to call it there. No more questions. I'm going to remind the people, though, before we do some plugs and stuff, just like the stream, subscribe, and then put hashtag Kyrie into the chat. All right, throw that into the chat. Actually, I'm going to share it this way because I'll show you what I'm going to rock with for my lineups as we wind down here. But before I do that, George, what do we got going on over here on Swingman?
We've got a lot of stuff going on. We're going to have another podcast coming up pretty soon. Loads of Sorare stuff that I'll be doing. I'm still working on that big old Sorare video. I don't know when I'll have that out, but I'll have it out at some point. And actually, I mean, you can come and subscribe to us over on the Swingman podcast. But the main thing that I did want to say is that over this festive and holiday period, I did watch the heartwarming film of when a Jamaican sprinter is terribly disqualified from the Olympic Games and enlists the help of his dishonoured coach to help start the first Jamaican bobsled team. And my God, do I think that everyone in this chat should watch it. So yeah, that's really what I want to plug.
I also watched it.
George, was that the first time you had seen it?
Yeah, it was. Do you know what? Unfortunately, you didn't have an affiliate link. I would have clicked it and watched it through that. But that was pretty much how it happened.
Oh, that's great. TSC, do you have any other movies you want to promote?
No, not this week. Just shout out JBB on his big bank.
Yeah, that was awesome. We're pumped for him. We're back to our regularly scheduled programs this week. So the NBA Bit will be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. On Wednesday, we'll have the NBA Bit as well. And then So Rare Sharps. I think George and I should be back Wednesday afternoon. And then Shot Tank Wednesday night. On Thursday, we'll have the NBA Bit. And then on Friday, we'll have the NBA Bit. We'll have the happy hour. And then we'll also have Live Before Lock again for Game Week 21. Also just want to shout out our other two channels that we've been rolling with. Our Team Hold Sports channel, baby. Our Team Hold Sports channel, I believe now it's approaching 2,000 subs, I think. Let's see. What are we at right now? We're at, 1.96K. So yeah, there we go. If you haven't subscribed to that channel, I'm going to throw that into the chat. Go sub to that as that continues to grow. And then real quick here, this is what I'm rocking with my lineups for this game week. Here's some gross stuff. Oh no, that's this. Wait, is that this week? Yeah. Okay. So we got our boy Sandro, Jayshawn Tate, Bridges, Drummond, and Şengün. This is in the limited contender. So excited for that one. Limited champion, I just threw my leftovers in there. Limited underdog, we threw IQ, Kevin Knox, Duarte, Sam Merrill, Jamal Cain. Rare contender, we went risky here. We did Kyrie, Drummond, Jalen Green, Alec Burks, and Jayshawn Tate. We like this one. It projects well. Champion was just my leftovers, and then underdog more Sandro, Duarte, Knox, Kumara, Tumani, and IQ. So we're having some fun. We're back, baby. I think we're gonna have some sweats again. Where did you land, George, on your lineup?
I'm playing Aaron Gordon, and I hate myself for it, but I'm doing it.
Yeah. Also, yeah, Ian, I know you shouted out Jamal Cain, and then all of a sudden I'm playing him again. All right, gang, we're gonna call it there. Let's spin this bad boy so you have time to enter your lineups and get your training and all that stuff.
Do your training.
Get it in there. Get it in there. Winner. It's going to Mike Smith. Let's go, Mike Smith. Congrats on the dub. Do me a favor. If you're in our Discord, just shoot me a message in the Sorare NBA channel. You can find a link to that in the show notes, or just like tag me on Twitter or something, and I'll find you. And you'll get a rare. I think it's going to be an Eric Gordon. I think you're going to win an Eric Gordon today because we're running out of my dog shit rare tier cards. So I need to start winning some tier 5s, baby. But yeah, for George, for TST, thank you guys both for joining the show. I hope everybody had a great holiday, a happy new year. I hope you're enjoying some downtime today. If you're a college football fan, you got that. But we are now 10 minutes away from OG Anunoby officially being bing bonged. So go enjoy some basketball. But yeah, for TST, for George, for myself, I hope you guys have a great day. We are out.